In the K Planet episode, we see them get to FaceTime their family. The C Planet one,
Get a phone call in a phone booth.
get a phone call
And
in a
based
phone
on
booth.
their star, they get a time limit.
This really, really frustrated me. Why make it different between the two shows? Like, it looks bad, guys. How is this not clear? How does no one look at this and go, people are gonna talk about this? Well, welcome back to Boys Feel Feelings about Boys 2 Planet. As always, I'm Adam.
I'm RJ, welcome.
We're recapping episode 2 of both K and C Planet this week, and trust me, we have a lot to talk about. First things first, let's just finish out the auditions.
Sure.
Okay. On K Planet, we get 7 more auditions,
Wow.
kind of in full.
Yeah.
Junsaw from We I, who was on both of our pre-show picks.
He's a boys love pick.
He's a boys love
Boys
pick.
love, boys love boys love proudly endorses Kim Jun-so
For president.
for president.
He gets 2 stars. We've got...
He comes in and Connie is like, wait a minute.
Yes, this is great.
I know you. Were you in a BL?
Not even like, she doesn't even say like, were
I've
you
seen
in a
on
drama?
Yes. She says, yeah,
A BL drama.
a BL. You were in a BL. I saw it. I
Yeah.
saw you sucking face.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
Nearly
you
getting
running
stabbed.
I saw you running around between those men.
Yeah.
And he even performed his line.
He
when
did.
he was like drunk for
Yeah.
episode 1 or 2.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah,
I
something like
think it's
that,
one.
yeah.
Oh, see, I love that they showed the clip of the show of that. It's like becoming a thing now of like, there will be a BL actor. BL is involved in the fandom.
Mm-hmm.
So
He
We
does
support.
He does well. He sings Sweet Venom.
it's very stable. It's very much,
It's very stable.
yes. You're not scared.
No. It's
Yeah.
actually, ironically, obviously he has the Kim Ji-young storyline at the moment.
Yeah.
He's super visual. He's very handsome. He has been in a BL.
Yeah.
He's formerly in a group.
Yeah.
Currently
in a group.
Currently, sorry. Similarly, where I also was like, I don't think Ji-young's audition was like, I was like, oh, all-star. Like,
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right.
I thought he was great.
Yeah.
But I was also like,
Stable.
yeah. Stability.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
the foundation. We've got a brand new beloved.
I know.
This is our alert for a new
Yeah.
beloved. This is Jung Hyun-jun, who is performing Gum Chew Gum
Gum chew gum.
by Yeonjun,
Yes.
and he's from Newer.
His mom is a dance teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So he grew up dancing and watching her dance.
Mm-hmm.
He is sweet 16. He just got his
He's
he
16.
just had his party. He
Yep.
just got his car.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was invited.
Yep.
And now,
He has a moment with Connie where they dance. She choreographed a song from Viviz.
Yeah.
And so they do it together.
That's how you know it's a real stan. It's not like I love this. It's like your latest song that you just released.
Mhm.
Can I dance it? Because
Yeah.
I just learned it.
Yep.
That's a real fan. The Connie whispering is I'm
Yeah.
intrigued.
Connie knows a lot of people. Do you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? She hangs out with people.
She hangs out with Kevin. She just hung out with Kevin Moon.
Mhm. She knows a lot. That's
She knows a lot
what I'm saying. Is she knows a
Best
lot
friends
of
with
people.
Key.
She knows a lot of people, and I love that. I love
it.
her networking. I love her
Genuinely,
network.
yes. Oh, yes, yes.
Big fan of
Would
that.
yes.
The social network.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. She's in network. Her services are in network.
Oh, you're doing a healthcare joke.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. We get a few others, and finally, do we want to talk about P Nation? Do we want to talk about Wig 1H?
Well, I think, like, were there any ones in the ones that remained in the next episode? The ones that we were leftovers that I had to watch. Was there anyone that, like, stood out to you that didn't get a lot of screen time that I was like, that was actually pretty good. That I wish like
I didn't watch any of the others.
Oh, okay.
That's why I told you to watch them.
Yeah. There was only one, genuinely, between
So-won?
both. Well, So-won was good, but I think we've already seen So-won, so like it was neither here nor there, like how his performance was. It reminded me a lot of Dang Hong-hai. He did Feel the Pop.
Yeah.
And it's like very stable,
Okay.
but like not like amazing. Jang Han-eum, I think he was one of your picks.
He is.
He did. He also did I'll See You There Tomorrow, like Dang Hong-hai, and I felt was a lot more stable than Dang Hong-hai.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that was interesting that they didn't show him. They really don't show him in the show at all because I don't even remember what his placement was. Genuinely.
Spoiler alert. This isn't even a spoiler alert. From the 16 that I picked from our pre-show picks, I've lost 7.
Wow. All C's?
No, two Ks.
Oh.
And you've lost 4.
Wow.
1 K and 3 Cs.
The C Thanos snapture of this
Girl,
episode.
We'll get to it. Here's what I liked from the rest of the auditions. I thought Dakabi did a great job.
Yes.
Hee-chan and Harry Jun are very accomplished idols.
Everyone was like, oh, everyone knows them for being good
They're
dancers.
great. They're great dancers.
Yes.
They're so good. And then the last audition is Yumeki, who performs Rainism by Rain.
Yes. And everyone was like, great dancer, but we don't know
Great
about
dancer, right.
We don't know how he sings.
Right. He had said, like, I've gotten some lessons, da-da-da-da. Now, I don't think Rainism is a
like
great song.
Period.
Meaning, like, his dancing's great, but I don't know if I was, like, also in a place where I had not great vocals, I would like use that because it requires a super good amount of breath control.
Yes. He's also the best dancer in the show.
Can I say this? We're going to get to Ola Solar.
Sure.
I don't think this is good choreo for Ola Solar. There's something about it that feels like even when they're doing it correctly, it doesn't feel clunky. It feels like they are all over the place.
Yeah.
And like
it doesn't
I get that they
well.
added this like weird.
They're trying to make it more powerful.
Yes, but there's like specifically the like move where they do like the whacking, the tutting, whatever over their head. Yes. And all of them do it differently and it drives me crazy every time they do it because like why don't we just focus on like getting things really nice and complete?
Yeah.
Like I think we're crossing a bridge into like, well, we have to keep pushing the series into being like this is the hardest choreography we've ever done. And it's like, okay, but that's not what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
That's not how maybe the group will end up being 8 dancers and not a single vocalist, and that's what people want. I don't know. But to my estimation, like the smartest thing I feel like would be to be like a moderately tough song with moderately tough choreography and moderately tough vocals so that you do weed out people who aren't there yet. But we don't need to make it like
extra complicated just for the sake of
testing them to say it. Yeah. Because you're still going to have to make a group at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. Who cares? Nobody listens to me. Nobody listens to us. It's fine.
The thing that's tough with Yumeki's audition specifically was that everyone believes that he is the best dancer, but the singing is 0. They've said it. Dance is 100. He is 0.
Dance 10.
Looks 0.
Not looks, but vocals
Dance
0.
10. Voice 0.
Yeah.
And I'm still on unemployment.
Dancing for my own enjoyment.
So they put him in 1 star because that's like the only way it can kind of meet in the middle.
Yeah.
There's like no redeeming thing in the vocal. I agree.
No.
Rainism is not a vocal song.
No.
Even if you're it doesn't show you.
No.
Nothing.
No. Unfortunately.
That I almost wish he was like, I'm just gonna do a dance, and then if you'll let me park and bark, because I want you to see me do vocal and singing separately. But
let's talk about the rest of the auditions for Sea Planet since we're here in this portion of the episode. So we only really get 3 full auditions in C Planet. We end with 16 auditions that are not featured on the shows at all. And a lot of them do end up being people, especially on the seaside, that like do not make it. So I understand the like decision of being like, well, we already know that they don't whatever pass, so we're not gonna like waste time having you connect with whatever, blah blah blah. I do still appreciate that they actually put all of the auditions on YouTube, so you still can see them.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me that we get 3 on Seaside.
Yeah.
I mean, when we get to the numbers, you'll see why. But we get Chick Chick Boom from the Boys Planet crew, aka Chai Jin Shin, Christian, and Juan Hao. I think this is good.
Yeah. It's not cohesive.
It's not super cohesive.
They focus a lot on it being cohesive, but it makes it look like they're really flailing, and they're not.
It's a very weird narrative to give them, especially where they all end up, which is, spoiler alert, not past this episode.
Yeah.
So it's weird to be like, look at it's.
They
there
didn't
are
grow at
auditions
all.
where like people are fully off.
Yeah.
And I get that you want to. I think they are over justifying why they gave them the scores that they gave them, and that's why. I'm not saying it feels like rigor. I don't think this feels like rigor mortis to me, but I do feel like it's like. What are we? I don't know.
What are you
like,
trying to? Yeah.
I guess they're trying to be like, they're the Boys Planet crew that didn't like. They haven't gotten any better, and then we immediately shift into Dong Hong Hai, who gets the narrative of being like, oh, and he's so much better than he was before. It's just weird. Everything's weird. Yeah. Everything's very strange in these.
I think we said that we think that the editing and the director maybe for the 2 episodes, the K and the C, are different because there are differences in the show, like logistics wise, of like what they make them do in some aspects, but then also in like the editing, I think sometimes feels there's a difference.
I'll get to my rant at the end.
Adam's just trying to get through the episode.
Dong Hong Hai does I'll See You There Tomorrow by TXT. I think he does a great job. It's probably his best performance in the Boys Planet series so far.
Yeah.
And I think he clearly has grown a bunch.
Totally.
And his Korean is so much more comfortable. Like, he's doing great. He has like an idol look. I'm very proud of him. Shout out to you, Dong Hong Hai. And then finally we end with the Boy Story Boys, aka the former 10-year-olds who were idols. Who are now back trying to re-debut, and they do Backdoor by Stray Kids. This is great. They're so good. I actually was shocked that they all didn't get All-Stars.
Yeah. I think it's the editing, the way they edit.
I think Hushin Long is the best of the 3 of them.
I agree.
But I thought they were all so strong that I was like, they're all All-Stars, though.
He definitely has the star quality that stands out between the 3 of them.
Well, and he's also like the handsome one. Yeah.
And he's kind of like being a leader. I don't think he's the leader, but there is like it feels like he's leading.
Yeah.
The
I think their package. I will say this: going into the show, knowing that there were so many like currently idol like debuted people, blah blah blah. There's a whole section of the show now that is like people who have been idols at some point, that I know some people were like frustrated watching the show, being like, I think the joy of the show is like discovering these trainees that don't know, that nobody knows them. But I think overall, for all the debuted packages that they give them, I think like they've all swung me onto their side. Like this Boy Story package of them being like over time, like nobody
overlooked because basically as soon as they grew up from when they were debuted as like 10-year-olds, they lost their charm.
The insanity of being like
the charm
they
of the group
debuted
is.
the same time as Stray Kids is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing that I always come back to is like, I like how earnest and desperate everybody is for this chance and opportunity, and no one is like, well, it's too cool to want it. They all want it.
Yeah.
They want it really bad. And I really respond to that. So like the C episode is like fully that. I was like crying through the whole thing practically. I kept tearing up.
I think I think it helps that Boy Story is really one of the main ones that have debuted in that way. So they get to focus that storyline. Everyone else is like, I just want a chance.
Right.
This is my first real chance.
Yeah. So those are all the auditions. Again, Hyunjun got my eyes out, okay? 16 extra auditions from both sides, so 32 in total are available for you to watch on YouTube. Which does include, especially on the K side, like people who are still in the competition, but I guess they just like
they'll show like a clip and then be like, and they're in. Or yeah, like someone
is an all-star on the show currently, and he doesn't.
They don't show the. They show him once, basically when he gets from 2 to all-star. His signal song test was the only time they really showed Salon.
So
this is always the hardest part, though, and I sometimes think about like. Would it be better if like they announced the 80 contestants of the show and then you just find out while you watch the show there was already another 80 that have barely survived the auditions? Do you know what I mean? Well, like, do you start marketing with everyone or just when it's like moving forward? Like, is the payoff of being able to show them for 2 episodes?
I think something that we've realized over the past 2 years of us recapping these shows is we do not like it when we are able to vote for people that are not actually on the show anymore.
Yeah.
That feels shitty. It feels like you're pulling the wool over the audience's eyes, and it effectively negates your vote that could have gone somewhere more effective.
Because that's the thing, even when the first thing we were able to quote unquote vote for, people were already gone from the star level test.
Yes.
Because they didn't even make signal song.
Correct.
Even though they have
all signal song videos to what? Very strange.
Yeah.
Yep. That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
The other thing that's driving me crazy is like our biggest frustration, I would say, with Boys Planet, especially in the first half of the show, is like there's too many trainees. And I understand that is the gag of the show. The concept of the show is, what if we had 100 trainees and we whittled them down to a group?
There could be 100 trainees in a room and only 9 can debut.
Correct. Yeah. And Bradley Cooper was that 9. And I get it. But 100 is one thing. Going from 100 to 160 is absolutely insane. I don't understand why we did not do 50 and 50. Or even if you want to up the number, 60 and 60. So you still have 120. 160 people is too many people.
Yeah.
They have to logistically whittle down that number to get to the next part of the show. There's no way they can do the Boys Planet thing where they keep all of them until the first thing and then cut half.
And then cut, yeah.
Because there's too many people to eat.
That's a lot of food, mouths to feed.
It's not even that. It's the first challenge, if they kept 160 people, would be 4 episodes long.
Of just performances, yeah.
So, and probably they wouldn't even show half of them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it'd be like build up, like you wouldn't see their performances.
I understand getting rid of a bunch of people from the get-go. I don't think we needed 160 people to start with.
Yeah.
I'll come back to this. So, here are some things about the show that are driving me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Or should I say the 2 shows? Because they're currently 2 separate programs at the moment.
Programs.
Okay. They get their planet gear, which is like their uniform that they wear like while they're training or whatever. Yeah. On the K side, they have North Face branded clothes.
Very island.
Very island.
Yes.
White, gray, and black.
Ugly.
Ugly boots. I do not understand Korea's current obsession with like camping gear as couture. It's
camping
strange
gear
to me.
Couture is
Why are we wearing I don't understand. It's not for my spirit. That's fine. The seaside just gets the like back to the old jerseys.
Yep.
Green, purple, and yellow. No branding. No nothing.
Yep.
Not even trying to make them like look like, oh, it's still the same colors. Nothing.
No branding.
Okay, interesting. Fine. I don't think it's that important, but it's interesting that it's a distinction.
It's interesting that it's distinction that like one show got a brand deal and
Correct.
The other didn't.
Because even if they were like, even if North Face was like, well, you can't even put them in something that looks similar.
Yeah.
You can still put them in the same color. Like you could. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, a new element of the show that we've added in Boys 2 Planet is the class distinction in living situations.
Oh, yes.
So,
Island.
K Planet, they go and they move in, and if they're in 1 star, there are 6 people to a room. If they have 2 stars, there's 4 people to a room. If they have 3 stars, all stars, there's 2 people in a room.
You got sweet.
Also, depending on how many stars you have, determines how much you can bring into the room.
So 1 star gets their luggage. 2 stars and 3 stars get a size of a box.
Like a tote.
Yeah.
And then 3-star just gets like a cardboard box.
Yeah.
And that's what you're allowed to bring. The other thing that's different is that the all-star accommodations have snack rooms that only the all-stars can have. But yeah, like you said, it's bringing in an element of the island format that previously was not a part of Boys Planet. It's fine.
Yeah. It doesn't add
anything for me as a viewer. And also, I don't think it really changes their desperate, like, allegedly the point of it is to be like, if you get all stars, like, then you can blah 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 blah. But like, the show consistently is cutting people, so it's not like Island where basically people stay for longer periods of time. And there's more movement between the two, the island and ground. So that's another like reason somebody would want to like go over there. It's a goofy added layer to the show. This also happens on C. The only difference is that in C, it doesn't seem to me that they
don't have the boxes.
They don't have the boxes.
At least they didn't show it.
They didn't show it. Yeah. I also wonder though if it's like because so many of them are not from Korea that it's like we have nowhere to put anything else.
Yeah.
I don't. But then also like, is it really just that the store? It's just like they're stored somewhere else.
They're just stored somewhere else. They just can't have their stuff in the room.
Goofy. Anyway, that's another thing. This last one is the one that really frustrated me. So, in the K Planet episode, we see them get to FaceTime their family.
Oh.
And it's very sweet. Uh-huh. It's really nice, especially hearing like them talk about like how much they miss their family, how much their family is cheering for them, even like people who formerly were not excited about their kids trying to like become idols, blah, 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 blah. The C Planet one,
get a phone call in a phone booth.
Get a phone call in a phone booth. And based on
their star, they get a time limit.
A time limit.
For people who are in a new country.
This really, really frustrated me.
Yeah.
Because I understand, okay, that logistically, maybe it's like, we can't guarantee that everybody's going to be able to FaceTime because of like international call. I don't know what the logistics are, right? Sure. There has to be a reason.
Then why the time limit?
The problem is like Mnet knows that especially international fans are going to watch the show with like from a side-eye point of view of how are you going to portray non-Korean situations, right? This has been the MO from the like
this
start.
Has always been something that
always.
Yes, global fans have always called out on.
Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know why you extra highlight it by like doing things differently. And it's not that like, well, we're just supplanting one thing for the exact same thing. That a FaceTime versus a phone call on a payphone are two
different experiences.
And it would be one thing if it was like, oh, based on your class level, like it's only a phone call, and then if you get all stars, it is like whatever. Right. That would have been different. Why
even like make it a prize or like a situation like that?
Why make it different between the two shows?
Just give everyone a
You're
phone
allegedly making the same show twice.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you have to explain things twice. Like, you should assume that the people who are watching the C Planet episode just watched the K Planet episode. Yeah. That's crazy to me that we have to watch the same explanation of everything twice. Yeah. That's absolutely bonkers. That's bad editing, in my opinion. And also, I don't understand why we are differentiating things in a way that is you can clearly perceive that like the C Planet rooms are
yeah.
Yes, there's 4 people 3 people and 2 people versus 6, 4 and 2, but the rooms are physically smaller. The 2-person rooms are still just a bunk bed. It's not 2 separate twin beds.
Yeah.
Like it's not. And I understand you're working with the accommodations you have, right? Like it's not going to be. There's not there's 160 people on the show.
You have to account for, yeah.
But it's a bad look. Like it looks bad, guys. How is this not clear? How does no one look at this and go, people are gonna talk about this? Because they don't think people are gonna care. Because honestly, this is what it really is, and this is what we were talking about yesterday with a friend. It's because these companies, as much as they want your money as a K-pop stan, they think you're the stupidest people. They think we are so ignorant and will just eat up the slop of whatever they give us, and that we will not have anything to say about it, and we are not going to ever recognize anything, and we're all like 13-year-olds, even though that's clearly not the case, as evidenced by this very podcast. Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, that's just part of what I want to rant about. We'll get to the rest later. Okay. Were there any other differences between the 2 shows that you noticed that stood out in a negative or positive direction?
I don't think so.
Great. I do like that they use Hanbin and Zhang Hao to show the choreography to the contestants. I like that they both get to visit the trainees. I really liked that. Hearing the Chinese contestants call Hao Haoge is just incredibly heartwarming.
Yeah.
The kid who told Hao that Sung Hanbin was his favorite.
Sen was like, well, who's your
model?
idol? Who's your role model? And he was like, Sung Hanbin. And Hao was like, oh, okay, so not me. My drag then.
It's great. I even like that they, on the show, they differentiated Ola Solar between like a Korean version and a Chinese version. I like that a lot, actually, because obviously there's a bunch of Chinese trainees that
I hope in the finale they combine the 2 lyrics.
Oh, they won't. It's gonna be K lyrics only, I bet. That's my guess. Because they only did a Mandarin version because they thought they were gonna make a Mandarin group at the end of the day. So anyway, okay. They learn Ola Solar. Is there anything from K or C that you want to call out during the learning portion, or do we want to go straight to the?
I think we just go straight to individual people.
Okay.
Because they all kind of have the same struggles. Like the people who are learning it very quickly, obviously, are mostly the all-stars. Most of the all-stars.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 0 star or the 1 stars, 2 stars, they're just trying to catch up, and the people who kind of shine the most are the ones who are able to learn it as quick.
Mm-hmm. Junsa has a really great narrative as the leader of the 2 stars in K-Planet.
Loved it.
It's really good. It's the narrative you want to have.
He comes in early. He's cleaning. He's he's like teaching choreography on one side and then teaching vocals on the other, and then making sure people who are crying has someone to talk to, and then he'll clean the room after. It's like it's the story you want.
Yes,
honestly.
It's great. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's and he finally does his audition. He gets reserved, and then he finally gets up to level 3, which is great. It's great. The whole thing is great.
Yeah.
Were there? I didn't write down anybody specifically. So, if there anybody that you want to call out
in K specifically, I mean, obviously Yumeki is the big one, right? Yumeki kind of comes in, and because he is in 1 star and he is the best dancer, he helps everyone. He's helping everyone with the choreography, and there kind of is a tension of well, he may not have enough time for his own individual practice,
right?
So I think the leader of the 1 stars was like, hey, for Yumeki, from now on, just see if he can look at your stuff. We can't have him teaching us anymore,
right?
Because he also needs to learn.
Yeah.
And he basically surprises the masters. Kanye was like, wow, he sound night and day is the difference in the quality of his sound. That it's not perfect yet, but like I said, he is already at 100 in dance. So any progress up in vocal will just make him better.
Yeah. I think that narrative is really good. It's really enjoyable to watch him. I was really worried that he was going to be...
I thought he was going to be stubborn.
I thought he was going to be arrogant or something because he's like such an accomplished dancer. But it was, I mean, like watching him like help everybody with their choreography, even though he obviously doesn't have to. That's really great.
Yes.
I'm really charmed by you, Meki.
That little arrogance story went to someone else named Sho. Do you remember Mr.
no,
Sho?
Miss Sho was also one of my pre-show picks.
Yes. Show enough. He showed up.
He showed up and showed out.
And showed out. Honey.
Yeah.
He was called like, oh, you caught up the choreography really great by the dance master once. And he was like, I'm all in on this dance. I know exactly. He's teaching everyone. No, it's like this. It's like this. And they're all looking back at the tapes and you're like, Sho, you're teaching us wrong things. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, I'm adding my own flair. Adding my own flair. That is also a big part of what's happening right now with the signal song test.
Yes. Everybody wants to add their own flair.
This is not the challenge to do that. I understand like we have sometimes where it's like you bring your personality, you bring yourself into it.
Yes. There's like 2 points at which you should like I think he does choreograph it in such a way that you can add inflection points of yourself. It's mostly like at the end.
Yes.
Because he did it during Boys Planet too. Like he did it during Nabi Na. But you have to be strategic and it can't be like, and now I'm just changing the entire choreography.
Now I'm just changing the footwork. No, the footwork is there for a reason, honey.
Right.
They have to test you on it.
Yeah. Poor Sho.
Poor Sho. Because over in C, that also happens with, America's favorite MBTI, sexy.
Okay. Hu Jingxing. I feel on one hand that he is I think on one hand there is a level that they are very aware of his overconfident. This is like basically what people thought Gunnook was in Boys Planet. Like they were like super overconfident, cocky, like cocky, arrogant, confident. Whatever. There is for sure a bit of that actually happening here with Xingxing.
Zhengxing. Yeah.
But on the other hand, it does start to feel like it is just a personal vendetta the masters have against him.
They just don't like him.
I do not think they like him.
I don't think they like him. So like,
and I don't think they have to like everybody, to be clear.
No.
I probably would not like this energy as well.
I don't think they like him. So the show is kind of painting like everything he's doing is wrong. And
everything he's doing is wrong.
There's a little bit of a Truman Show element to it. Because I think sometimes he's like, am I really this bad? Like, he's like, wait, hold on. Am I really this bad? Because I don't think I'm doing this bad.
It does feel like a lot of the criticism of him is stemming from his character and not his talent. Yeah. Because I do actually think he has a lot of talent. Yes. It's definitely raw. It's not honed. Yeah. But I think he has a lot of talent. And while I do not think in the long run it would work out for him that he has a harder time practicing in a group with everybody. I don't think that that's like a reason to then like turn around. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe everybody will have a different opinion than me and they agree that he's a monster. But I don't know if like it felt like the show was going really hard at him.
Yes. It's tough because he has in the episode has like, I don't like training with other people, which why are you in a show where it forms a boy group? I would ask that question.
That I don't.
Because he was like, I prefer training alone. I don't think this is the show.
That would be your career.
That would be your career.
Your job would be to train with other people.
Not just the people that you're actually performing with, but also a full staff.
And also to live with them. Like, you would be around these people all of the time.
Yeah. So that just feels like, I think there's a clash that he's realizing, oh, maybe this is not exactly how I wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. And he's struggling with that.
Right.
I do not think he was 1-star worthy. He probably was a solid 2. I don't think
so either. I think
throughout.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just interesting.
You know who doesn't have a narrative or a storyline or really anything to do in these 2 episodes or in this episode is our good friends Kim Gon-woo and Kang Woo-jin. they just are fully evaporated from the
Yeah.
show in episode 2. Isn't that interesting?
Kangjin, like, from what I have picked up on, is that he didn't get all stars, did he? He got 2 stars, right?
He goes down. Oh, I didn't write who goes down.
He goes down to
1,
and then was in the no star candidate because he wasn't doing well.
I don't know where he ended up.
I think he ended up
final.
I think just 1 star.
Yeah,
I think he barely makes
right.
it. And then Gano basically stays throughout All Star, but because of the controversies, and because he ultimately becomes the center of K, he is only talked about at the very end when they.
He's only talked about when they talk about
the
who picks for the killing part.
Yeah,
he is not. We don't see him practice. We don't see him. We don't see him do anything.
We don't see him do anything
in the K episode. It's
crazy.
Very weird.
To be fair, I mean, like, K already had a ton of storylines that you could play around with.
Sure.
So we saw a lot of people. It's not like they were like whatever, but there was a clear gap because Anshin from C
has a whole narrative.
I would say similar to like Sangwon's story.
Yes, and they are definitely they are the number one of the votes right now.
So they are paying attention to them a little bit more. Yeah, it's kind of shocking. Like you wouldn't have known.
It's getting weird.
Yeah.
The Kangoo-jin one is super weird, and I was like, is it because they do want... Well, there's a whole Wake 1 controversy.
Well, yes, the controversy of Wake 1 too, of like, they were presented as individual trainees, but then when the Ganu stuff happened, Wake 1 basically came out and was like, so we did sign them, but don't worry, they're not with us anymore. So everyone was like, oh, so you put them in...
You presented them on the show as though they were individual trainees, even though they were technically signed to Wake 1. Which seems not transparent.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
They just need a clean house over there at Miss One.
Oh, girl.
So going back to
Sea Planet,
mm-hmm. Because we talk about Zheng Xing with this whole attitude situation.
Yeah.
If we want to talk attitudes, Lim Jack is not a fit.
Oh, that kind of attitude.
Lim Jack is not the culture fit, let's say.
Oh, Lim Jack.
We are charmed by Lim Jack.
Listen, I love a Lim Jack.
I love a Lim Jack in a party.
Lim Jack really is honestly, he's Kum Jun-yeon without the talent.
Yeah.
Because Kum Jun-yeon was extra
that energy
during the show.
Very extra, yeah.
But he doesn't have anything to back it up with at the moment. Which is a bummer.
Because even in the star level tests and the training and everything, he's like, Jae-jung is like, are you tone deaf? He's like, no, I'm not. Couldn't catch the pitch.
Can't.
And Jae-jung was like, you're tone deaf. Please, you don't have to use your big bright energy to cover the fact that you're tone deaf. I'm letting you know you are tone deaf. Sorry, girl. And they keep reiterating that he needs to learn a little bit about humility, maybe he needs to tone it down because he's not. But I will say in defense of Lim Jack, he's not doing this because he's because I'm the best. He's in there because he's having fun. He
does say at one point that if the song was in English, he would be the first, and that was crazy.
That's a little crazy, Jack. Okay, let's tone that back down. Okay, maybe that's the humility that Jae-jung was like.
It's the year of Joella's, okay? It's the year of people being absolutely delusional, and
Lim
we have
Jack is the premier trainee.
Slasian diva of Australia.
Lim Jack is the premier Slasian diva from Australia. Yeah.
Listen, I think Jack is great. It was great television. I don't know if I would have enjoyed it continuing past this episode anyway, so it's probably for the best of what happened.
Because then we would just get frustrated because it's
right,
you're the personality higher, but you're not.
He is incredibly underbaked.
Yes,
it is the people who were frustrated with Mingyu during Boys Planet 1 and Doa being why are they here? It would have been that energy again.
Yeah. The lovable dozen.
The lovable dozen. By the way, the creator of the word dozen in K-pop terms is in our
Discord?
Discord, by the way. I don't know if you knew this. Shout out to you.
Merriam-Webster.
Other Sea Planet shenanigans? I do think Anshin's story is very interesting because they are
Joanshin.
They're showing him as not. They are showing him with flaws, which I actually think is good. It's a very similar storyline to Sangwon.
Yes, totally.
Because with Sangwon also, they are showing him like he's having a hard time picking up the choreo.
They want people. They want the growth. They want to see a growth within.
It's a way better storyline. People do not
want someone already perfect.
That was Hanbin's biggest problem in Boys Planet 1.
Yeah.
Is that he was like, there was no flaws at any point in the show.
Yeah.
He was perfect. His
most flawed was probably that first episode. But he had the whacking to be like, but I am not. I am multifaceted.
Yeah. Well, unless you're a Jay Chang stan, then you'll never forgive him.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's right. I will never forgive you, Song Han-bin.
But I think, like, naturally, people really want to root for people that they see an actual trajectory of growth in the show.
Totally.
So,
because that's the whole point of the show. You want to watch the show because when there's ZB1 someday, you get to be like, I saw them when they were just struggling to learn choreography, and now they're at the Tokyo Dome or whatever.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So they want to emulate that with some... And I agree that I think it's very smart to have Zhou Anshin kind of have this trajectory as the center.
I think so too. Because
it's interesting. And he's like... I don't know. There's something really, really relatable with it.
I really like, he seems very like introverted and like quiet, which I think is also sometimes on shows, it feels like it's a disadvantage if you're an I, because you don't give as much, so then you don't get cut to as often, which means your screen time is less, which means people will remember you less. But on a show with 160 people, I actually think sometimes it can be an advantage because your moments that they are going to show you are your strongest moments overall. That's true. And not just you being goofy.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, speaking of which, RJ, since we were just talking about upward growth and trajectory, I want to reference, because God forbid the show probably won't. I want to shout out all of the people who started at one rank and ended at a higher rank by the end of the episodes. So over on K's side, we have Aoshi, who started as a 1 and ended as a 2. Kim Dong-yoon started at 1, ended at 2. Kim In-hoo started at 2, ended with 3. Kim Jun-seo, 2 to 3. Oh Juno, 1 to 2. Rion from Not Me started at 1, ended at 2. Sowon started at 2, ended with 3. And Yu Meki started at 1, ended with all. So congrats to you all. Over on the C side, Hong Jian started at 2, ended with 3. Jang Fan started with 1, ended with 2. And Taiga started with 1, ended with 2. Can we talk about the Jiang Fan of it all, please? This will lead us perfectly into the eliminations. Jiang Fan, who is a true beloved from Universe League.
Didn't even he got eliminated like in the first elimination.
Correct.
And we were like, he's amazing.
Yes, he's so good. He is so good. The best sea planet dancer.
Yes.
At the moment.
Yeah.
Well, now that it's in the show, he's probably the second best dancer on the show, honestly.
Yes, after Yu Meki, it's Jiang Fan. I would say so.
He is so good. But I guess in his audition, probably his vocals weren't there.
So I did watch the audition. It wasn't bad.
Interesting.
He was like in a group of 5 people.
Okay.
So it was a lot. And so I think it was just like hard to see him because the choreo was it was all trying to match one another.
Yeah.
So that probably was it. I think if he had auditioned by himself, he probably would have gotten an all-star.
Okay.
From the beginning.
So he starts at 1. He does the audition or the signal song test, the placement test for the Masters. He gets all stars, but then post the audience vote, he goes down to 2 stars. He is so incredibly talented. He sounds really good. He has this narrative where he like gets sick and then his voice comes back just in time for the
placement test. Yeah.
So good.
Yes.
Please do not sleep on Jiang Fan if you are watching the show. I promise you he's great.
Yeah.
Even if you did not watch Universe League, just go search his stages. It was only like 2.
He was
so good in both of them.
Watch Universe League Siren, and you'll see him.
that being said, we have to talk about this elimination. So we start.
We were so stressed from this elimination that Adam ran out and got pasta.
So
I'm gonna
eat your
smoke this
breadstick.
breadstick.
Jesus. So K-side from just through the auditions got rid of 11 people.
Mm-hmm.
Through the C side, I think they got rid of 13. Or something like that.
It's like 17 or something.
So when we start the placement test for the signal song, K group has 69 and C group has 67. Okay, so we're pretty even. And that's with some people who end up actually removing themselves from the competition. By the time we leave these 2 episodes, we are left with 52 K members. And I just want to get my numbers right. 52 K members and 28 C members. There is a full bloodbath in C. 80 people move on from this competition, so that obviously the mandate was to go down to 80 people.
Cut to half by the time
by the time the first mission starts. Again, because you only have so much time for these episodes to do full songs and packages. To me, the issue is that, and there's rumor mills abound about apparently
this happened.
the Chinese company that was going to promote the group and that was going to manage the group, such as Wake One is going to do with the K group, backed out at the last minute. I think this would have been better received if then we just didn't do the 2-planet concept. If we had just done 160 people, would I have been annoyed? Yes. But this felt, having it be this stark of a contrast between one episode where you watch like 17 people go home and you're like, that's a bummer for the K side, to watching half of them leave.
Yeah.
It is like more than half. They started at 67 and they go down to 28. Like, that's an insane amount of people. It feels...
Everyone that was 1 star got eliminated.
There are no 1 stars that survive. There are a bunch... Most people go from, like, all stars down to 2 and 1. 2s go to 1. And it's... Instead of what they probably should have done, I believe this was all just based on, like, the views
of the
fan cams. But what they should have done is, instead of, like, all fan cams total,
just top 80 of everything,
top 80 of the show, they should have split it into the 2 planets,
like 40
and then kept 40.
Yeah.
So then at least, like, now we can evenly go into one planet. Yeah. But because we're now entering at this, like, inevitably there are probably more C trainees that would not have made it, simply because that most of them do not have the level of training that they need to in order to, like, be successful on the show.
Yeah.
And that's not a thing about C trainees overall. That's just
the reality
of the situation and who they ended up casting on the show. But by framing it in this way, it really feels gross to watch. It felt really
bad. Cause every 1 star left. All of the groups, the friendships, the teams got split up. There were some moments in K where it was like, okay, if a debuted group, one person didn't make it, so the other person is like, good luck, like, I'm rooting for you.
Right.
In C, obliterated completely. Everyone is gone.
17 trainees went home from K. I'm going to name them so that they get their due. Choi Jun-sok, Chris, Hajio, Hwang Sunu, Justin, Kenshiro, Kim Hyunbin, Lee Hyop, Lee Wonu, Lee Yoon-chan, Park Jun-sung, Pun, Ryan, Shin Jae-ha, Shoya, Taichi, and Tomoya. And most of those weren't even, like, Korean trainees.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying whatever, but, like, I think just inevitably what's going to happen when you turn over the
audience.
voting to audience, and they don't even know any of these
They
people
don't know
yet.
anyone yet. That's the thing. They don't know anyone
We
yet.
don't know a single thing about any of these people, and people are inevitably going to vote for
who they know.
the song in their native language. 36 trainees from the seaside are going home. This is going to be tough, so I'm so sorry.
Do you want me to read them?
Sure.
to that put you in. Okay. 蔡金星, Chen Jinxin, Chen Liqi, Chen Zhishuo, Dong Ziqi, Han Ruizi, He Junjin. He Junjin, my beloved.
I know.
They didn't even show him in episode 2 at all. He was giving reactions because he was like very vocal, like, "What? Are you gonna go? Oh, you're gonna go? Like, oh, I love blah 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 blah." Jiang Fan's biggest fan, He Junjin. Huang Xinyu, Jia Hanyu, Christian. Christian is not
Should we talk about this?
Christian
This is not to do with the show, technically.
but Christian, as soon as they were allowed, when the embargo was lifted and they could go back to
the episode ended.
The episode ended and everyone could go back to their Instagram. And he posted his video.
Okay, this is what's crazy is because this video, let me describe it for those of you who have not seen it. Christian puts his phone down on the ground, backs up, a guy walks into the frame, grabs Christian's hand, and walks off. And I want to read the caption because I think the caption is important.
I think it's telling of what's going on here.
The caption is...
Shh. Adam watches his TikToks in full volume. I just want everyone to know.
The caption is...
like an iPad kid.
In the narrow, small land, full of hatred and evil edits, you called a planet. I chose love, happiness, and hope. Now, I want to say this. Famously, this emoji in Korea, like, men are... feel like is a comment on...
Them.
Okay. Also, the comments on this are bonkers. Now, I am a big Christian fan. I'll watch whatever Christian wants to throw on my Instagram, okay?
Yes.
I'll watch it, I'll like it, I'll enjoy. People responded to this as if it was like People magazine, Neil Patrick Harris coming out. And I'm not saying that's what it is, and I'm not saying that's not what it is. But people are reading into this in a way that it almost feels like from the comments you'd be like, oh, the caption must be like, pride flag, pride flag, pride flag. And it's not. I'm not saying it's not nothing, and I'm not saying the video doesn't mean something. But people are reading it like they have deciphered the clues, and it is a Taylor Swift new release coming out on the 23rd.
Yes. Yeah. Because he does say that he does say that he is announcing something, and I don't know if that means he is debuting. He's in a group.
I don't know. I just saw that he has a new post, so let me look at that really quick just to see.
Is he in a dance group? I think it's like a debut situation of some kind.
Christian is officially joining us on tour with Now United, which is a pop group from 19 different countries.
Okay.
We're so excited to have him on stage with us again. It's going to be iconic. Let's make this tour unforgettable. And there's a huge announcement coming tomorrow. Stay tuned to Now United socials. I don't know. I don't know anything. All I know is that Christian, you have my full support.
You have our full support, and this is an open platform. If there are things,
if you want to address anything, feel free.
Anyone, and we are open arms here.
Open arms, open hearts, open minds.
You could ask Jay.
Yeah,
ask Bane.
Yep.
Or whoever your friends may be.
Our good friends.
They can vouch for us.
I do think, I agree with you that I think that edit of your audition song was...
I agree, yes.
Goofy.
Yes, I agree with you, Christian. Yes, I agree.
So,
we're on your side.
We're on your side.
We're on your side, Devo.
I think Christian's incredibly talented.
He's very talented. I just... they were not interested, but then still did him dirty of like, well, come do the show. We'd love to do a little Boys Planet. I think that was the thing. I bet they were like, we want to do a thing where we bring people back, especially if it's Sea Planet, because we specifically had Sea Trainees. And I feel bad because, like, for Juanhao especially too, who like had this whole narrative.
95. He's 3 years younger than. He's a little older than me, actually.
Oh yeah.
He's older than me. I'm so young.
Yeah. Okay, Lim Jack. Honestly, Jack,
Lim
if you
Jack,
got-
come on the show.
Lim Jack, if you got anything to say, this is an open platform for
We've
you
got
as well,
open
honey.
ears as long as you speak and don't sing. We've got open ears,
Oh my
honey.
God. Okay. Lin Qing'en, Long Guohao, our tarot reader. No one's reading tarot anymore. God damn it. An Chaoyet, who was in my list. Phoenix, Chao Guanzhen, Sang Lin, Sun Hanlin, Wang Dongyi, Wang Shenglin, Wen Weidong, Wang Shikhei, Xie Binghua, which a lot of girlies like him. She was like the super blonde one. But she didn't do well on the show. But she got far in Project 7. You're like, these words are just
He was the
letters.
one. He was
did
the
Candy.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Xie Jiahui, Xie Yuxin, Zhuan Hao, Yang Jiapeng, Yan Wei, Zhang Shiyi, Zhang Yihua, Zhang Yuxi, Zheng Kun, Zheng Renyu, Zhou Yanhe, and Zhou Zheng.
I don't know what the T is.
I don't know what the T is.
If this was
either.
an American show, I could tell you that how it works is that a network will order a certain amount of episodes and the show is created around that. For example, this past season of Drag Race, a lot of people were, All-Stars specifically.
Yep.
A lot of people were very upset that after the brackets merged, there were only like 3 more episodes of the season.
Yep.
That's because MTV,
1, 2, 3,
Paramount
4, 5,
Plus.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's a 12 episode
Paramount
show.
Plus ordered 12 episodes of the show.
Yep.
They can't just make as many episodes as they want. They only are limited to the amount
Correct.
that the distributor requests them.
Correct.
Okay? Pays for, basically. I would assume it's very similar here.
But the thing is, it's CJ&M.
Okay?
So they own everything.
Sure.
They own everything from
Yes, but it still has to work a similar way. Meaning, there's... Yes, they are both. What you are saying is they are both the distributor and they are the production company.
And they will be the managers of the group.
And they will be the managers of the group. But again, that's it's a separate. Yes,
They are-
it's one
yes,
conglomerate.
they are
but
different-
there are different facets.
Yes,
we
yes,
worked for a conglomerate.
yes.
We know that there's different facets,
Right.
and they love to be like, well, actually, this part of it is
Yes,
going to pay
yes,
for
yes.
this part, and this part's going to pay for the other
Right.
part. So I get that. My third eye is opening. Okay, we're opening the eye now. People are saying Chinese group, Chinese
group
company pulled out and won't. That's why they aren't debuting a Chinese group.
My opinion was that, or my feeling was that they did the cut of everything, Star Planet, whatever, blah blah blah, before the first mission, and saw who they ended up having in C, and like the actual show / whatever was like, this is not a lot of people. We have to merge. Like I think they pivoted, but you're saying it's like maybe there was no pivot. Maybe this was here all along. The path was here all along.
I think if there was a Chinese company that pulled out the last minute, I do not think it's as last minute as people think that phrase means.
Yes.
For CJ, probably last minute. Maybe March.
Maybe like a month before
after
filming.
they had cast
They've already
everybody.
cast everyone, and everyone's
So
coming
they
in.
have 160 people,
Yes,
and
they
then
are-
they're like, "Oh, we can't do it."
Yes, that's what I think. That's what I think it is. Last minute,
But it's not after auditions. After we've started the show,
nothing's filmed yet.
nothing.
Nothing
Single
filmed in
frame
this-
has been filmed yet. Is my guess.
Yeah.
Again, full conjecture.
Probably
all
casting,
alleged.
filming is done, like all those little mini interviews.
Yes, I'm
But, like,
sure that
no
was
one-
done.
The first them dragging their stuff into the studio
not
has
happened.
not happened yet.
No.
And they already knew that. Oh, they backed out.
They probably haven't even started building the set yet.
Right.
So here's my issue. Is like, even if there was a company that pulled out last minute, you could pivot and still do 2 shows, and at the very end, 4 winners from both, and then you have a perfectly combined group of K and C. Okay, right? That is a way to still, without having a second management company, you still have just one management company, but you still get the benefit of having 2 shows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Build a
My
fan
thing
base.
is like, so I'm supposed to believe that CJ ordered 24 episodes of the show
And then
and then was like, we'll do 14 instead.
what happened to those 10 episodes? Where are those 10 episodes going to go?
Something feels very
Will those 10 episodes be a different show?
weird.
Yeah.
Because that's not how
That's not
any of this works.
Yeah.
And there are ways that you could still keep the same number of shows. Because really,
Yeah.
I mean, CJ wants views.
Yes, exactly. So go ahead, do 24 episodes.
Something feels very weird.
Yeah.
So that's why
So
my theorem
Yeah.
is I don't think they ever intended
2 shows.
2 full shows. I think they were always going to combine into one show.
But 1 group, 2 groups.
I just feel like you have to just believe this idea that there was always going to be 2 groups, and I don't understand why we're supposed to believe that.
Yeah. My thing was that if they
Unless there's a Chinese arm of CJ that I am unaware of.
right, or they're about to start one, and this would have been piloted.
The other theory is it was Yua that would have promoted in China, and that was to appease them to keep ZB1.
So that they keep ZB1, and they're like, no. This is the tinfoil cord.
This is full tinfoil. Full tinfoil hat. None of this is real. All of this is like fake. I don't know what I'm talking about.
We're just kikiing.
We're just kikiing. Kiki, come on in.
If they were insisting on the 2 show / 2 group, I could also see a world where they keep they would keep pitching to companies as the show's progressing. Like, look, Zhou Shin, isn't he amazing? He could sell out arenas, whatever. He could do mall tours. Don't you want this?
Yeah.
So that's why I felt like if they really wanted to pursue the Chinese market, they would have continued to ship and pitch and sell the product for a company to take them in.
You could still end up making the show, say a group is going to... How many times have there been shows where they're like, this group is going to happen, and then the group just doesn't happen? I'm not saying that's good, but I'm saying we're acting like there's a world in which, like, oh, they're following, like, oh, immediately they have to be like, well, we have to pivot.
Right.
I just don't. I think something people feels talk about, so weird about
people
this.
Talking about the pivoting as... For a big production such as this, pivoting doesn't happen that quickly.
No, it's very hard to do.
Yeah.
And there are ways that would have, like, they could have pivoted smarter.
Money gets activated. They are put in cards, so people can start building sets, purchasing music, hiring staff. Like, you don't just, okay, stop, everyone, we're not doing 2 shows anymore, so halt production on 6 stages that we were gonna build. Right. That doesn't happen. They already knew that there was a funnel that was gonna happen.
Right.
Anyway.
And also, like, the company managing would it just be the management of the group.
Winner. It
has nothing to do with the production of the show.
No, nothing to do with the show. So if someone did back out, they would be continuously selling the group.
It's just weird. I genuinely, the thing that I truly wish they had done, and then I would feel like better about, is if they had been like, told them the minute they start signal song testing, here's the tea, at the end of this, at the end of the signal song, the star creators vote, and 40 from both camps continue, and then we're going to have one full show of 80 people. Yep. That is the way in which I'd feel like, okay, well, it sucks. We're still getting rid of 80 people, but at least, like, there's a fair shot for 40. But, like, then, again, like, yeah, your K-trainees are gonna...
12 are leaving. Yeah. Okay, Adam.
Guys, it really chapped my ass, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, it was a big bummer. Adam had to drive to the suburbs to pick up Alfredo tortellinis. Because I was like, I need salt. I need salt. Mm-hmm. Adam, I hate to say this to you.
You want me to tell you an 8?
Yes, I need you to pick an 8.
I had not even thought of this because I don't know who the f*** I like yet.
I need you to pick 8 trainees.
Okay, let me open
for your lineup. Okay, and you can, if the show's merged, I guess we're merged now too. So we're can merged. Pick
so just 8 from, okay.
Pick any from the 8 that are remaining, from the 80 remaining. Do you have the app? You can go on the app, Mnet Plus. You can vote right now. So the second round of voting is live and you can just pick any 8. Any
While
combination.
we're waiting for me to open this up, do you want to tell them about next week?
Yes, absolutely. So next week and the week after, our episodes 3 and 4 recaps will be delayed. So they will be posted Thursdays. Episode 3 and episode 4 will be Thursdays of that week. If you're on Patreon and you're watching the reactions along with us, those reactions will come out Wednesday.
Oh my God.
Wednesday, because Wednesday is an idle day. So that's because we'll be going on vacation, and we're also going to KCON. So if you're watching this and you're going to be at KCON next week, there's going to be that Star Creator, like...
As we all go and support CJ Entertainment at KCON.
Give them more money. They're doing that Star Creator area. Maybe we'll see you there. Come say hi. I was going to make freebies, but I didn't have time. So come say hi.
Here are my official 8. I have now just voted. Jung Hyun-jun, Sun Hung-yu, Kang Woo-jin, Kim Jun-seo, Peng Jin-yu, Jo An-shin, Jang Fan, and Seo-won.
Wow.
Submit vote.
What's that?
Here's my ad.
Here's your ad. What's that? It was like 5 and 3, I think.
5 and 3.
5K.
5C 3K.
5C 3K.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Wasn't it? Oh, give me a second. I can show you.
I gotta wait for the ad to play.
Then wait,
and then
ad
I'll
us
look
to
at
finish.
I'll get see what ties they're wearing. If they're wearing a red tie or a
Oh my god!
blue tie.
Enough of this alpha energy. Who cares? Oh no, it's 4 and 4.
Wow. Okay.
I did what the show should have done.
Yeah. So I challenged myself to also do 4 and 4. What's tough is that when I was just writing down people I like, I had 8 in K and 11 in C.
Oh.
To be able to pick 4 and 4 is really tough. And it sucks because there's even people that we haven't seen fully.
Right.
But I'm like, I know I'm going to like them because I've liked them in the past or
Yep.
like I've liked like PR or whatever.
Mhm.
Who is your like PO1? Who is your one pick from that 8? Is it Hyunjun?
Hyunjun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Mine is Shu Qingyu.
Oh.
You did not see him at all in episode 2, but
He's your PO1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
From
in the,
K.
From K. He's in the dance break.
Mhm.
He's so good.
Yep.
He's so good.
He's great.
Kim Jun-seo, Jung Hyun-jun,
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. Of course.
and Lee Sang-won.
Okay.
I think his story.
Oh, those are your 4K.
That's my
Oh,
4K.
I see.
Sang-won's story truly like
I think it's great.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good to like. He left of his own accord. He didn't think this was his dream anymore. For the reflection and like, from like, being reached out to by his very good friend, like, I want to do this again. Will you do this again with me? It's just there's something very
I know.
cinematic about it.
Yeah.
And he's like really trying, and he has star quality. That's the thing.
He does.
Like,
It's true.
even if he's not like great, he has so much star quality that you're like, I can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the tough part. C. I have so many favorites.
I
in
have
C.
I have more favorites. I think
have
in C
way
than
more
I have in
favorites
K.
in C than K.
Mhm.
It's so hard. I'm gonna do my best. Sun Hung-yi
Oh.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nyan Bo-heng, the rapper with the deep voice.
Oh, wait. Oh,
Who was also who was a nominee for the center. He was gonna be center, and I wish he would have gotten the center because that what a
I
fucking
know.
gag.
Wait, RJ.
No,
Chen Bowen.
I know.
Chen
Adam,
Bowen.
I know. We
Chen
haven't even talked about
Bowen.
Bowen Chen. I know, Adam. I know. That's why I'm telling you this is so hard. Okay, Sun
Chen
Hung-yu,
Bowen.
Nyan Boeng,
Oh my god.
Sean Shin.
Okay.
You know what? I'll pick him for you. I will pick Bowen Chen because he's also in my
Oh.
Bowen Chen.
Maybe Friedrich needs an account. Maybe Friedrich's got a vote too.
I think Friedrich's. We're gonna have to buy Friedrich an iPad
We're
or
gonna have to
something
buy Friedrich an iPad
so he can vote because Bowen Chen Bowen, who is this little. He was in the Shanghai group, like he was
When
with,
he was crying
with
because he was like convinced he was
crying
leaving.
because he thought he was gonna leave, even though he was like one of the. He got up to All Stars. He kept his All Star. He's so good.
He's
his
so
dancing,
talented.
He picked up the dance right away just by watching it.
It's so crazy. He's so good.
Talented.
He's so
It's
good, guys.
Crazy. He's so good. Bowen Chen. Wow, Chen Bowen. I only call him Bowen Chen because it's like Bowen Yang.
Bowen Yang.
Yeah.
But Bowen Chen.
Bowen Chen. Oh my god.
He's so good.
He's so good. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even get to pick Sen. We didn't get to see a lot
I
of
know.
him. But I think
I looked at Sen while I was looking through it. I was like, oh, Sen.
I'm really gonna like Sen, I think. Chen Kai-wen, obviously from Chromosome. Dong Hong-hai, obviously. He Xin-long, who is the Boy Story person.
Oh, yes.
The Boy Story member.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
You know what? I love the boys in K, but if they were like, you have to pick an 8 from C and 8 from K, I would pick this. I would pick an 8 from C.
I would pick 8 from C for sure.
If they were to, yeah. If it was like if it was a Universe League situation, and there was, we get to the finals and it's 8 K and 8 C, and you just had to pick one, I would vote for the C. I hate this show.
God damn it.
I hate this. I hate that we're doing this.
The thing that, yes, I have a lot of frustrations with the show.
Right.
I'm going to keep watching because there are a bunch of people that I really want to see.
These trainees.
There's a lot more people that I don't care about at the moment, especially because I have no reason to care about that. I don't
they don't
know
have
them at all.
them. Yeah, we don't know them yet.
But
the ones that we love, I'm like, I want you to have
so
the
passionate,
dreams.
yes.
I want you to have your dreams come true.
100%. Anyway, this is a plea to Mnet. If you ever just need a consult to be like, hey, whatever, feel free to reach out. You will have to pay me, but then I probably won't. You'll put in the contract that I can't talk about it. So there you go. That's a win for you, is that I won't be able to, do this. But just another pair of eyes to be like, you sure?
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Just be clear. Are you sure?
Are you sure you want to?
Because I don't even. The other thing too is like, I get that there would be fans that would be like, well, people who had more views on the K side went home, and C people who had less views didn't. If we had just done 40 and 40,
right?
But like, I think most people would have thought that's how it was working because we thought it was two shows or like
2 shows. Yeah.
Yes, that we. I don't care anymore. It's fine. It's not fine, and I'm upset for the C trainees because they did not deserve that. But
I totally agree. So join us on patreon.com/boysloveboyslove, where you can enjoy our reactions to Boys to Planet. Period. No K, no C, just one show.
Just one show.
Those, like I said, for next week, the reaction will come out on Wednesdays for the next 2 episodes.
The one show policy.
Yeah. Okay, and then our recaps will come out on Thursday.
While we're traversing.
Yes. If you see us at KCON, please say hi. We did not get meet and greet for CB1 because they ran out, but we are seeing Isna, so we're very excited.
We are seeing Isna.
You get to see
Speaking of Island.
Yes. And
speaking of Wake 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you next week. 再见. And Christian, anytime these mics are all hot, honey.
That seat's open.
Yeah,
the seat RJ's sitting on, we'll swap him out. You can come talk to me. We'll do a real Diane Sawyer, Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters.
So Christian, tell me.